Hi, this is Tom Marshall from Goal.com and ESPN, and I'm here to preview this team going into the Apertura 2014 Championship in Mexico, Chivas. Once again, massive upheaval at Chivas during the off-season. Ricardo Lavolpe out through that alleged indiscretion with the club's chiropodist. In comes Carlos Bustos, fellow Argentinian, to take over the coach's seat. On the playing side, we've got massive experienced players coming on. Carlos Salcido, Angel Reyna, Fernando Arce, David Toledo, Alberto Garcia, Sergio Nápoles, and the return of goalkeeper Luis Michel coming back from loan. This club, one of the biggest in Mexico, if not the biggest, has to avoid relegation, and at present it's only 4 points above Puebla, bottom place Puebla in the relegation table. That's the mission. It has to do better. It's just a must for a club this size. Aldo de Nigris has got to improve on last time's performance. He's the big name at Chivas now. He's got to take that responsibility. He's doing very well in pre-season. Bustos is going to want to see more goals from him. He's going to have to hold the ball up better. He's now got Angel Reyna and Omar Bravo alongside him coming down the wings. So big season for Aldo de Nigris, and fans like him and they expect him now to start performing. Angel Reyna has to be another key player for Chivas. I mean, I really think he could be a brilliant player for Chivas, or he could be absolutely terrible. He's had problems before in dressing rooms, and everybody knows the Chivas dressing room hasn't been the happiest place recently, so his effect could spark this team into life, or it could be the nail in the coffin, so to speak. The other player that I'm going to pick out is Carlos Salcido. I mean, this is a player who's come back. I mean, for me, he should have been back in 2011. It was a big mistake not bringing him back. I think he's a player that fans like to see. I mean, everybody knows his backstory, that he used to wash cars outside of Guadalajara bus stations, so it's great to have someone like that in the team. And what I like about him is in the dressing room he's going to be a really experienced, cool head, and he's not afraid to come out to the press and say if he doesn't like things, so I think that's going to be a breath of fresh air at Chivas. Bustos might be relatively unknown. I mean, he was Morelia manager. He's got less than 50 games under his belt in the first division, so he is inexperienced in that, and that could be a problem. Plays a 4-3-3 formation. He likes the team to have the ball, take the game to the opposition and attack, so that bodes well for Chivas this season. And if things don't start going right at the start, that's where you got to worry that the inexperience might come in. Then the question marks might come up about why wasn't Vucitic or Chepo, why weren't they brought in, managers with top experience within the Mexican game. Chivas' home form recently hasn't been great at all. I mean, over recent seasons, I think that the fact that the fans don't get behind their team as much as in other stadiums really does hamper the team. People in Guadalajara haven't got out there and supported, so I think that's a problem. I think the other weakness for Chivas is the pressure that other clubs just don't have. If Chivas start badly, start losing a couple of games early with that relegation that we've talked about, it could spell big problems for the club. That dark cloud that always seems to, or that has descended on Chivas could well come down, and then once that sets in, it could be big problems. Predicting an 8th place finish for Chivas, just sneaking into the playoffs. I think the players like Arce, Toledo, Reyna are going to make this Chivas team a lot more solid. I mean, the only negative thing about what's going on at Chivas now is that obviously this team doesn't have youngsters. I mean, they played Cruz Azul the other night, and 7 of the 11 were 30 or over, and not one of the players were under 25. But I think that's what's required for the season for Chivas, and I'm predicting a team that's going to battle for the playoff spots. Thanks very much for watching and listening. I'm Tom Marshall, and you can check me out on Twitter at Mexico World Cup. Don't forget to check the Mexican Soccer Show Twitter account at Mex Soccer Show, and be sure to check out the other previews.